Have some money burning a hole in your pocket? Not sure what to spend it on? How about getting something with a little class? Say Class 3. This is Alan with Quarter Horse Arms in Snow Camp, North Carolina. And in this episode, I just want to talk about Class 3 items. And it's weird because there's Class 3, Class 2, whatever. And in fact, I'm an SOT, which stands for Special Occupational Tax. It's an additional licensing that allows me to handle things like automatic weapons, short-barreled rifles, silencers, etc. And on my document from the ATF, it says Class 2, but everyone calls them Class 3 items, so we'll stick with that. So what are they? Cool things, a lot. First and foremost are suppressors, which that's the correct name. The ATF refers to them on their documentation as silencers. Machine guns, which is any weapon where more than one round fires if you hold the trigger down. Short-barreled rifles, which are rifles that have less than a 16-inch barrel. Short-barreled shotguns, which have a barrel length less than 18 inches. It also includes things like destructive devices, unique and exciting things like grenade launchers. So all of those fall into the Class 3, and there's a few others in there, like one that has the unique category of being any other weapon, which is kind of an interesting catch-all. Some of these, in fact, silencers, aren't even really weapons. I mean, if I sit and point a silencer at you and say, give me your money, you're going to probably tell me what to do with that silencer. Now, on the other hand, having it attached to a gun is a whole separate issue. That might get your attention. Okay, so having said all of that, these are some neat things to consider. The most common item that I see coming through all the time are silencers. There's tons of them out on the market. They're price-wise, they're actually very affordable. And before you go into anything, let me just be clear. Silencers aren't really silent. You can get about a 50 decibel drop in the noise, and that's maybe at a really good silencer. The other thing you don't kind of want to be careful about is there's no industry standard. So if I say, hey, this one, knocks off 50 decibels, which from a noise perspective is about as loud as, I think, a slightly older dishwasher. If you're not wearing ear protection and fire an AR, let's say, and it's really loud, with a silencer on, it's going to be loud and it'll probably hurt your ears. So you'll still probably want to wear some sort of protection. Now, if you go down to the smaller calibers like 22s, you are really talking about something that's very quiet. There is a price to be paid. Actually, there's several prices to be paid. First of which is if you're going to buy it, you'll have to fill out a Form 4 and pay $200 to the ATF. And another episode, I'll actually talk about what you have to do in a Form 4. Short-barreled rifle, you typically see a lot of them now. They're being called like AR or AK pistols. Those are poor man's short-barreled rifles. There are some things you can do with a rifle that you can't do with a pistol. So, for example, the pistol's supposed to be able to be operated one-handed. A rifle, you can put things like 4-stock grips on and everything. Your call. Machine guns covers everything from little things like Uzis, MAC-10s, M16s, M4s, M60 machine guns, any of the machine guns from World War II, M1919 or whatever. can you own an automatic weapon? The answer is yes, you can, provided you want to pay for it. The only automatic weapons you can legally purchase are ones that are on the NFA list, which is the National Firearms Act list, and they had to have been produced I think it's October 1986. I could be wrong about the month, but you know what? They're usually called pre-86 weapons. So getting an M4 machine gun, basically what the military is using now, not possible because they did not exist back in 1986. Can you get an M60 machine gun or an M16? The answer is hell yeah. But it will cost you. The M60s several years ago were going for in the realm of about $35,000 to $40,000, and those are ones that are on the NFA list. I saw one at auction again several years ago that went for, I think it was almost $70,000. An M16, on the other hand, you're looking at in the $25,000 to $35,000 range. The licensing I have, for example, is I've already told you about the SOT, which lets me handle all that stuff, but Quarter Horse Arms, we're also FFL 7s, which are manufacturing gun dealers, so we can actually manufacture those things. We just can't sell them. And, you know, if we ever decide to go out of business, I can only sell or transfer these items to somebody else with the same kind of licensing that I have currently. So if you want to look at it this way, the M4 that I have probably is, I'm even guessing at this, probably in the realm of about $6,000 to $7,000 to get a full automatic M16 that's on the NFA list, which makes it legal for you to purchase. Again, probably closer to $30,000 to $35,000. They are not cheap. And, you know, if you're a big history buff, does it make it worthwhile if you have that kind of money sitting around? Absolutely. And just as a quick plug for Quarter Horse Arms, if you really think that you have that kind of money available, come and see us. I'll help you spend it. So, at any rate, the short-barreled rifle, short-barreled shotgun, some of you may have heard them like sawed-off shotguns kind of thing. Those are legal to own, provided that you've paid for the taxes. And the ATF, by the way, with a $200 tax stamp, that price has been the same since, I think it's 1938 when they introduced it. Pretty sure it's 1938. So back then, $200 was a lot of money. And actually, as a full-time teacher, $200 is still a lot of money, but it's a lot more affordable now than it would have been back, you know, during the Depression. All right, so by all means, my disclaimer is please check with any local laws or ordinances. Some places may not allow you to own them. Or you may have a neighbor like I do who called the sheriff's office when he heard lots of automatic weapons fire. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Give me a call, 919-808-6480. You can text to the same number if you have any questions. Also, if you'd like to hear a podcast about anything in particular, I'll be happy to do that. Also, you can email us at info@quarterhorsearms.com. Website is quarterhorsearms.com. And this is Alan with Quarter Horse Arms in Snow Camp, North Carolina. Have a great day, and I will hopefully hear from you.